A common question among test takers is, what is a good IELTS score? The IELTS test is scored on a 9-band scale, with each band representing a different level of English proficiency. The scores are reported as overall band scores and as scores for each of the 4 language skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. A good IELTS score varies depending on the purpose of the test. For example, a score of 6.5 is usually sufficient for admission to a university, while a score of 7 or higher may be required for admission to a more competitive program. Similarly, for immigration purposes, the required score may vary depending on the country and type of visa. A score of 6 or 6.5 is generally considered a good score for those seeking employment opportunities that require a certain level of English proficiency. However, this may vary depending on the job and the industry. To determine what a good IELTS score is for your specific purpose, it is important to research the requirements of the organization or institution you are applying to. Many universities and organizations will have a minimum score requirement that you must meet to be considered for admission or employment. It is important to note that the IELTS test is not a pass or fail test. Instead, it measures your English language proficiency on a scale from 1 to 9, with 9 being the highest level of proficiency. A score of 5 or below indicates that the test taker has limited or no proficiency in English, while a score of 9 indicates an expert level of English. In addition to meeting the minimum score requirement, it is also important to consider your individual language goals. If you are planning to study in an English-speaking country, you may want to aim for a higher score to ensure that you are fully prepared for the academic demands of your program. Similarly, if you are applying for a job that requires extensive communication in English, you may want to aim for a higher score to ensure that you can perform your job duties effectively. In conclusion, what is considered a good IELTS score depends on your individual goals and the requirements of the organization or institution you are applying to. It is important to research these requirements and aim to achieve a score that meets or exceeds them, while also considering your personal language goals. With diligent preparation and practice, anyone can achieve a good IELTS score and reach their language goals.